I lingered beneath the faint glow of a rooftop celebration, my siblings' betrothal event, the atmosphere dense with cigarette haze and empty toasts. My mom's tone sliced in, overly sweet. "Eli, when will your turn come, eh?" I grinned, cutting like a blade, and replied it arrived and passed. "You simply failed to notice." The group fell quiet. "My name is Eli Carver, 33, and this isn't regarding a misplaced invitation. It's about the instant I realized my relatives had excluded me ages before I ceased pursuing them. My existence wasn't forever this stark. In those days, our flat smelled of scorched brew and my dad's aged tome bindings, a delicate solace we all held on to. My brother Nate was their pride, his football awards, his legal education approval, his path perpetually in the spotlight. I was the shadow, the child who required no guidance. I excelled in tests, paid for my own design academy, scraped by as an independent graphic artist. Yet there was this persistent buzz like a tuner jammed amid channels, constantly suggesting something amiss. Nate's betrothal absorbed them. Mom would message, panicked about location payments or Nate's outfit adjustments. Dad would mutter, transferring money. Me, a partially viewed note, overloaded with Nate's arrangements. "Are you fine?" I was perpetually fine, excessively fine, never vocal enough to count. 7 months prior, I asked Lena to marry me, my companion of 4 years. She's serene, the type who tucks verses into my jacket linings. We sought no spectacle, merely ourselves, a commitment, a tomorrow. So we tied the knot in a serene woodland glade, evergreen spikes snapping below our steps, morning rays shattering through limbs. I posted them a snapshot, me in a slate coat, Lena's palm and mine both beaming. No reply. 0. At Nate's gathering, I rested against a corroded banister, the urban horizon ragged afar. Mom's chuckles were practiced, Dad's affirmations robotic. Nate glowed, but his look bypassed me as if I were a streak on a window. I twirled my scotch, the cubes rattling like an alert. Their rejection draped over me, burdensome as damp embers. Something was fermenting, shadowy and unavoidable, like rumble you sense in your core. Then Nate's betrothed, Clara, bent close, all smiles, and uttered, "Eli, you're so motionless this evening." Concealing something, her grin was overly keen, as if she'd glimpsed beyond a drape I hadn't parted. I met her gaze, firm. Possibly the assembly laughed, assuming it was jest. But Mom's tumbler halted midway to her mouth, her composure fracturing briefly. Something was off. I couldn't label it, but it throbbed there like a mark you don't recall acquiring. The instant struck when Mom urged once more, bolder for all to catch, "Eli, when's your grand occasion?" Her pitch was smooth, but her stare challenged me to deviate. I placed my beverage down, deliberate. 7 months back, I stated Lena and I exchanged vows. Woodland dawn solely us. The rooftop fell mute as if someone pulled the cord on the tunes. Nate's smile rigidified, artificial. Dad gazed at his footwear. Mom's expression contorted, not anguish, but nearer to blame. "You concealed that from us," she whispered, tone slender as thread. "I didn't," I responded. "I dispatched a picture. You disregarded it." Nate's eyes darted to Mom, then aside. Dad's chin clenched. I continued. "You were overly engrossed in Nate's event. You never inquired if I was content, if I was smitten. You never inquired about me at all." The reality struck like a spark in parched hay. Mom attempted to regroup, her speech unsteady. "I'm your mom. I ought to have attended." I angled my head. Was I meant to attend this night? The query hung unaddressed since I wasn't summoned, and that was merely the beginning. Nate's words cut in, strained. "You wouldn't have appeared, Eli. You despise gatherings." I chuckled, deep and rough. "You didn't inquire. You fired a belated message, claiming you assumed I was occupied." I shifted to Mom. "You fretted over Nate's sleeve buttons, but overlooked I'd been absent for months, laboring nationwide." To Dad. "You boasted of Nate's promising tomorrow while I lingered solo, eyeing your tailies, pondering why I didn't matter." The rooftop morphed into a battlefield. Nate's chin quivered, but his gaze was icy. "You perpetually distort matters to center on you," he remarked. I drew nearer, tone even. "No, nothing. You centered it on you when you erased me from your occasion." Mom interjected, her typical evasion. "Let's not ruin this night," but I was finished with their guidelines. "This isn't regarding your night. It's about me enduring through mine." Each phrase resembled ripping a wound. Years of being the undemanding offspring, the one who didn't plead, didn't fracture, didn't show up. Their quietude had been a burden I bore, but now it was pouring forth, scorching and relentless. Then Dad uttered, gentle, "Does Lena handle you well?" I affirmed, superior to how you ever did. The atmosphere densified, laden with realities they shunned. But something gloomier hovered, like the second prior to a surge breaking. Days afterward, their quiet was a dagger. No rings, no texts, just Nate's online update. A celebration image with a label, kin who appear. The approvals surged, pals adoring, outsiders agreeing. My device seemed like a charged cable. I yearned to shatter their refined falsehood. Instead, I encountered Dad at a shabby tavern, the spot we'd visit post my former art displays. He perched, ale stale, eyes weightier than I recalled. Wedding that way, excluding us. It hurt, he declared. I didn't waver. You not observing I was absent hurt me. He slid a picture over the surface, me and Lena, rosy from the chill, beaming. I retained this, he mentioned. Your mom deemed it an insult. My neck constricted. An insult, I murmured. You highlighted Nate's existence and stashed mine away. He didn't dispute, merely sat, palms joined, like a fellow gazing at a ruin he couldn't mend. I rose. I'm not your silhouette, Dad. I'm finished vanishing for you. A week on, a parcel arrived at my entrance. Nate's betrothal collection, elegant and substantial, no memo. Lena observed me unwrap it, her tone hushed. You certain about this? I confirmed, but my heartbeat pounded, leaf after leaf of their impeccable evening. Nate's attire, Mom's joyful sobs, Dad's address. Then I spotted it. A kin snapshot, my name inscribed below, but it wasn't me. It was my relative Theo, identical stature, identical ebony locks, positioned in my spot. They'd altered him in, circulated it digitally, peddled the tale I was present. My respiration caught, piercing as barbs. Lena's grasp tightened on mine. They didn't merely overlook you, she uttered, tone subdued. They substituted you. The reality crashed into me like a crumbling barrier. They hadn't simply omitted me. They'd obliterated me, exchanged me for a proxy to maintain their tale neat. I seized a marker, inscribed return on the cover, and posted it back. No phrases, no fury, just the heft of a reality they couldn't revise. I didn't await their remorse. I didn't desire it. Lena and I hosted a modest assembly in a field. Comrades, colleagues, folks who perceived me sans a script. We reaffirmed our pledges, not for display, but for ourselves. The turf rippled, and for the initial occasion I sensed complete, not a specter. My relatives constructed a platform I never suited. I ceased attempting to ascend it. Now I'm present, crafting my own narrative, but I'm left pondering.